Indian Bull versus Bear. This video is part of the series The Final Missing Piece. In this, I'll share my analysis of historical trends of logistics sector. Before moving on, please read the entire disclaimer carefully. The logistics sector plays a critical role in the economy by facilitating the movement of goods and services across the country and beyond. It contributes around 14% to India's GDP. It includes transportation, warehousing, freight management, and value-added services. The growth drivers to the sector includes e-commerce expansion, digitization and automation, rising exports and imports, and 3PL and 4PL services. The government supports the sector with initiatives like Gati Shakti Master Plan, Bharat Mala project, and Sagar Mala project. The challenges that the sector is facing these days includes infrastructure bottlenecks, high operating costs, regulatory and compliance issues, and fragmentation. So now in order to identify trends in this sector, I'll present two graphs. These are the end results of my analysis of the share price movement of last 10 years of top 10 companies of this sector. The top 10 companies of this sector comprises of one large cap, five mid cap, and four small cap companies. The first of the two graphs will be the yearly returns graph, which shows the yearly returns, whereas the second graph will be the monthly returns graph. So let's start with the first graph, which is the yearly returns graph. So this is the graph. Now these green bars over here in this graph shows the positive yearly returns, whereas these red bar shows the negative yearly returns in percentage. The green line shows the number of months with positive returns, whereas these red lines shows the number of months with negative returns. So let's start with the year 2015. 2015 was a good year for this sector. The sector gave 15% returns in 2015 with 8 months positive returns and 4 months negative returns. But 2016 seems to be a bad year for the sector, and the sector managed to give negative returns of 20% with 8 negative months and 4 positive months. The situation improved drastically in 2017, and the sector gave returns of 59.83% with 10 out of 12 positive months, whereas only 2 negative months. The sector again turned red in 2018 and managed to give negative returns of minus 2.47% with 7 positive and 5 negative months. In 2019, the situation worsens and the sector gave negative returns of almost 11% with 7 negative months and 5 positive months only. The situation improved in 2020 and the sector gave positive returns of 16.02% with the 9 out of 12 months giving positive returns, whereas only 3 months gave negative returns. And then came 2021, and it was a dream year for this sector, and the sector gave returns of 208.29% with 10 positive months and only 2 negative months. In 2022, again, this sector turns red and gave the negative returns of minus 8.59% with 8 negative months and only 4 positive months. 2023, the situation improves and the sector gave good returns of 22.81% with 7 positive months and 5 negative months. 2024 again was a bad year for this sector, and the sector gave returns of minus 13.86% with 7 negative months and 5 positive months. So few things which stands out for me in this sector is the number of negative years: one, two, three, four, five. So net negative return years are 5 out of last 10. Also, it seems to be a bit cyclical in nature. So one year positive, then negative, then again positive, then couple of years negative, then couple of years positive, then negative, then positive, then negative. So it's very cyclical in nature, it seems. Let's see what are the takeaways from this graph. So first is the cumulative returns. So this orange line over here, it shows the cumulative returns, and by the end of 2024, the cumulative returns were 341.65%. That means almost 4.5x in last 10 years. CAGR 16.01. So a decent CAGR, not the worst, not even close to the best. Net negative yearly returns. So 5 years with net negative returns. So this is a very bad sign for me, I would say, for this sector. Best year, no doubt, 2021. The sector gave returns of 208, more than 208% in 2021. Worst year, 2016, minus 20% returns in 2016. And the positive to negative year ratio is 1 is to 1. So this is among the worst that I have seen across sectors. So five uh, negative years and 5 positive years in the last 10 years for this sector. Let's move on to the second graph, which is the monthly returns graph. So the green bars over here shows the mean monthly returns in percentage, positive mean monthly returns in percentage, whereas the red bar shows the negative mean monthly returns in percentage. The green lines over here shows the number of years with positive returns, whereas these red lines shows the number of years with negative returns. So to start in January, in the last 10 years, the average returns of the sector are 1.07% with 6 positive years and 4 negative years. February and March, bad years for these, bad months for this sector with negative 1.39 and negative 1% returns respectively. In February, 7 years gave negative returns and only 3 positive returns. In March, 6 years gave negative returns and only 4 positive returns. The situation improves dramatically in April, and for April, the average returns are 2.22% with 7 positive and 3 negative years. Situation improves further in May with 3.04% returns, 6 positive years and 4 negative years. In June, the situation improves even further, and the sector managed to give average returns of 3.46% with 7 years giving positive returns and only 3 years giving negative returns in the month of June. July too is a strong month for this sector with 3.02% average returns. But the more important thing is 9 out of last 10 years, this sector gave positive returns in the month of July. So which is equally important to the average returns. In August, the average returns are 0.73% with 6 positive years and 4 negative years. In September, the sector has given strong positive returns of 3.20%. But in last 10 years, 5 years gave positive returns and 5 years gave negative returns for the sector in the month of September. October, very low positive returns of 0.43%, 5 positive years again and 5 negative years. November seems to be a strong month for this sector with the average returns of 2.07%, 6 positive and 4 negative years. And December too seems to be a strong month for this sector with average of 1.40% returns with 5 positive and 5 negative years in the last 10 years. Let's see the takeaways from this graph. First, cheaper months. So February and March, quite clear. February over here and March, two of the cheaper months of this sector. Costlier months. So May, June, July, and September. So May 3.04%, June 3.46%, July 3.02%, and September with 3.2%. The main thing about July is although its returns, although they are quite good, but the main point is that nine positive returns in last 10 years in the month of July. So which is very good. The positive to negative month ratio is 1.35 is to 1. So that means 1.35 positive months against one negative month in last 120 months, that is last 10 years. So that is all from my side in this video. Thanks for watching, and like the video if you have enjoyed the content, or if um, it is something that you would like to see further. Subscribe to the channel, share with your family and friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.